The Wednesday week is sponsored by Michael Constantine Wealth Management. We bet you can't find a financial advisor closer to Hillsborough Stadium.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Wednesday week. My name's Dan Fudge. Someone needs to put their phone on mute because we're out tonight. We're recording. I'm back. I've had a couple of weeks off. Anything happened, lads? Have we been up to anything? Anything gone off? Like, you know what I mean? Anything happened last night? I didn't think it did anyway. Tonight, I've got Blair, Ash, and Ben. Blair, how's it going, pal? You all right?
Yeah, it's going great, mate. I'm perfectly fine.
All right. Ben, it sounds like someone's tickled Blair's ass. What about you, Ben? You all right, Doug?
Yeah, I'm a little bit calmer, I think. Yeah, I'm sound.
A little bit calmer. And what about you, Ash? You're always an ever lighter joy. What's going on there?
Yeah, I'm good, cheers, mate. Yeah, brilliant, fantastic, loving it.
Sick. All right, then, so let's get into it. Now, before we start talking about the shambles that happened last night, I'm not going to talk about it like a shambles. I'm not that bothered. We're not that bothered, are we, lads? We're not that bothered. But we've got to go to Bolton. Sheffield Wednesday extended their unbeaten lead to unbeaten streak. That's half a season to 23 games, which is more than impressive. Now, Ash, did you watch it?
Yes, mate. Went Friday nights under the lights at Hillsborough. Fantastic, mate. Really good. I love them. The lovely light show pre-match and everything.
Did you get the full Wolverhampton pre-match light show?
Yeah. It was the new thing at Hillsborough under the lights. Now I've done it a few times. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was. It was an all right match, to be honest. It was all right. It was.
They seemed to have more of the ball, though, didn't they?
Yeah, I think for me it was. It wasn't a 1-1. It wasn't the worst result. I think a lot of us took it. Obviously, taking the lead. Gregory with a good goal, bit of deflection, but it was good. And then we just we didn't sit back as such, but it was a bit. They did seem to have a lot more of the ball after we scored. I mean, we had a good start. Obviously, Kieran Lee coming back to Hillsborough. A lot of people like Kieran Lee. I've got no real thoughts about him, to be honest. But not in the game on Friday night. You know what I mean? Right. A lot made of him coming back. But now it was it was a good result, 1-1. To be honest, I forgot to rewatch the highlights, so it's probably gone out of my memory a bit. So great. Research for doing a podcast, that, isn't it?
It seems a million years ago, though, doesn't it? Even though it was only about 4 days. Now, Ben, we had to get used to life without George Byers picking up an injury prior. I mean, so starting that game. Sorry, I've got the windy pops. I've just inhaled a bowl of pasta. So if you get a lot of this tonight, I'm going to be burping down the microphone. It already stinks, this mic, anyway. So you know what I mean? I'm already underway with it. But Ben, midfield 3 broken up. So as Gaz Robinson put it, Byers, Volks, and Bannon are his new favourite triangle. We've had to have one corner of that triangle broken up with Byers' injury, and FDB stepped in. Do you have any comments on that?
Average, very average, I think, against Bolton. I know we'll get onto it last night. I thought we were a little bit better last night. But Bolton, it didn't really make an impact. It was a big chance for him, and I think. I don't know. It's easy to say, all this contract thing's got to him, all this and all that. It probably hasn't. But I think that we've expected a lot more from him, especially at the start of the season. The way he started the season, we would have expected a lot more from him than what he's given us this season. And yeah, it was just very, very average. Like I say, especially when you try to replace George Byers, does a bit of everything. Gives you a bit of bite in midfield. And I know Delabashir was never really going to give you that, but he just didn't really give us much going forward, I didn't feel. So, yeah, a little bit disappointing. I think that's why he gave Adeniran his chance last night.
Well, FDB is one of those players that flattered to deceive when he came in. He was a proper signing. We got him from Manchester City, a club that, despite spending big, also develops their players to come through and chucks a bone to British players. All right, they bought Nathan Aki, but there's a point where you're looking at him in that team going, what? How How did that happen? A lot like Calvin Phillips, to be fair, but as daft as it sounds, I can see why Phillips is in there and more than Nathan Aki. But didn't really produce much, did he? And then we had a makeshift defence Blair in Palmer, Flint, and Farmay. Whoa, he was there. Lost a fair few in the defence with James playing fullback and Hunt playing on the other side. So not really a lot like we used to coming down the wings, right?
I don't know. I thought we changed brilliant first half personally. And if it weren't for their keeper, he pulled off like 2 worldy saves. I mean, I haven't looked him back. I just remember him being worldy saves. At 0-0 before Gregory scored. I thought Wednesday after the first 10 minutes of Bolton having the ball but not doing anything with it. I thought Wednesday really did pile the pressure on and really go for that goal, and we did get the goal eventually. It was one of those things that when you look at it, it's weird how people perceive a game. It's like you can be good defensively, and I'm not saying we were good defensively that game, but Bolton had one shot all game, and it went in via a deflection.
Yeah, it does. A lot of the reports did say that it went completely against the run of play, but like I said before, they did have more of the ball, but they did. But we had 13 shots to their 4.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I think I said in the group chat, like, the reason I stopped playing online FIFA is for games like this, where you have like 14 shots and you only score 1. They have 4 shots and score 1, and you just go fuck off and launch the pad across the room. So yeah.
If anybody remembers LMA Manager, I thought it was going to take over Champ Manager, and I bought LMA, and for some reason you'd go one goal in front.
It was, who would you call it, wasn't it? What's his freaking name? Can't remember anything for the kids.
David O'Leary.
No. Alan Hansen. It was him, wasn't it? He was like the commentator on that game, wasn't he?
That's right. Yeah, he was. Unless you had Jose Antonio Reyes, you were never going to keep a 2-1 lead.
Right, sorry. I thought he said he can't do it with kids. And I was going to say Adam Johnson.
Oh, God.
Sorry. It's these earphones. I'm telling you, I'm sorry.
I like doing these in one take. I don't want to do any editing tonight, lads. Let's just put a pin in that.
This is the Wednesday week true crime.
Yeah, innit?
It was it wasn't a strange game, but exactly what you just said then, like 60, what was it, 61%, something like that, to about 60-40, something like that there. But then you look at that, you think, bloody hell, they had a lot of the ball. But obviously then you look at the other stats of 1 shot on target, they didn't do anything with it. Without, like I said, it did seem, especially the second half, it did seem that they did have a lot of the ball without troubling us. And forgive me, obviously my memory's crap, but
they're number 5 are brilliant.
Save? I don't think he did it?
No, he didn't.
It seemed very much like it was part of our plan to let them have that much of the ball. I think, especially whilst we were 1-0 up, to me it felt like Bolton fans were getting quite frustrated by, yes, they were having a lot of the ball, but not really going anywhere with it. And to be fair, all night pretty much that was the case. As we said, they got the goal, and even second half they had a lot of possession, but rarely did they go anywhere with it.
Well, I find that interesting, actually, Ben. So early part in Darren Moore's tenure, and if you go back even to as far as Cavalier's first season, we've tried to defend 1-0 leads, and we've normally ended up with egg on our face. Now, for some reason this season, because we're mint, we've been seeing them out. You know what I mean? We've actually been seeing them to the other side and going, right, we've got our goal. Crack on, lads. If you want to try and come forward, try and come forward. And that's what's been our strength this season. I think the run that we've had, there's a lot of 1-0s in there because we can now defend a lead because our defence is mint. Now, speaking of our mint defence, Blair, Aidan Flint did get away with a bit of murder in terms of giving away a penalty, right?
100%. It was I think watching it back, you can see why he didn't give it, because I think their player was waiting for the contact and it never came, and he could have had a shot on. And in the old argument of was he fully in control of the ball and all that crap, but he definitely put an arm on his back and he had the right to go down. So I think it was a penalty, really. I said to a geezer last night before the game started at Barnsley, like, I'm glad I offers back tonight, because it wouldn't have been Flint chasing that player. It would have been tracking back. It would have been Iorfa tracking back, and he's got a lot more pace than Flint. So that wouldn't have happened.
I will take no Aidan Flint slander.
But then, 10 minutes later from me saying that comment, I often just let the Fantasy Colours walk past him. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers, I offer.
Now, Famewo and Reece James are getting on with business, doing well. Now, Dawson had a decent game himself, but didn't have much to do, right?
No,
Ash?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think. I think there were one going wide who just covered it, but it obviously nothing troubling. Reece James went off at half time, which was a bit of a concern. Came out. I like him. I think he's doing well. I mean, he's had his injury problems, James, but I think he's been whenever he's played, he's looked pretty sure, confident. I know
every ball goes forward with him, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've seen. I think his ball playing on the ground is pretty good. And for what perceived, I don't know how tall he is, but he perceives to be one of the smaller guys on the pitch. Like he does go up for headers and challenge.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a shame to see him go off at half time. And
sorry, I was meant to interject there, but I just did burp again. My apologies, Ash. I'm so sorry. I left you floundering there while I'm absolutely gasping for air. Thank you for treading water for me there. Appreciate it.
It's all right,
I mean, Bolton's centre half, their number 5, that's Santos. He was brilliant, and there were so many times where he played a killer ball through, and he just swept it up. And yeah, a lot of people were saying on Twitter, weren't they? But if he weren't playing, he probably would have won that game by a lot more goals because he was brilliant, I thought. But, but he probably shouldn't be on the pitch because he did you know what I mean? When you compare it to the Reece James against Peterborough early on the season, they weren't much different.
I mean, that game kept us top of the league. We were top of the league for how long? 2-3 days after that. So we've been up there just over a week after chasing and being unbeaten for so long, and for some reason we still couldn't get over the line, and we finally did the last week and a half. However, fast forward 4 days and we're back under the lights. This still in South Yorkshire, but this time at Oakwell. Now, did it rain on you, lads?
A little bit, not much. Not true.
It's I hate that. I genuinely hate that ground. But mind you, I think I hate Portsmouth more. I don't know why. It's just a horrid, shitty ground. But for some reason, I quite like Wickham. Now, I tell you what. Why don't you?
I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like Gosport.
So, Ash, tell us about your trip to Gosport.
No,
did you speak about it last week?
No, I wasn't on.
All right, so sidebar, ladies and gentlemen. So what happened was Ash decided we were going to go for a post-match pint after Portsmouth, and well, I'll let you pick the story up from here, Smash.
So who knew that there was 2 Sir Alec Roses in Portsmouth, one a Wetherspoons and the other one a nursing home in Gosport. What should have been a £8 Uber turned into a £49 Uber an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah. So
just to bring us up some history, Ash. After you told me the story, I went to go find out who Alex Rose was, and he did some. He's quite a Portsmouth legend. He did some circumnavigating single-handedly of the entire globe, and there are many things named after Sir Alec Rose. You were lucky just to only go as far as Gosport, from what I found out. So that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I did well there, didn't I? Yeah, really.
Yeah.
So that's so Portsmouth was banging.
Don't drink an Uber. Is that what you're saying?
Don't drink peanut butter whiskey or what the hell it was, and
then book an Uber.
And then book an Uber, yeah. So, yeah. So drink responsibly, guys, girls, children.
Anyway, I tell you what, let's talk about our barn today. So Blair, I'll let you pick yours up first because you got a celebrity ticket.
Yeah. So I got a text last minute basically saying, we've got a ticket for Barnsley tomorrow if anyone wants it. I was like, yes, please, mate. And then the guy, I won't say his name, but he messaged me saying, I'll meet you outside the ground, outside the away end at 7:30. And I'll let you. And I said, no, it's cash all right because I can't transfer money on the app at the moment because I've lost my little card machine. And about 3:30, he said, there's no charge for the ticket because a player's left it and he don't want the money. So I was like, all right. So then I was standing there like 7:15, and he texted me saying, "Oh, I'll be 10 minutes away, but tickets haven't turned up yet." So I thought, "Oh God, here we go. I've been proper done here." Right. So I'm just casually watching this sniffer dog just picking out the baddies. with a can of rum and coke. Yeah, with a can of.
Like from like James Bond and.
Yeah, they all had like glass eyes and scars down the cheeks. One was quite small.
Blair, I think that's the first time you've ever been referred to as James Bond in any capacity whatsoever. Just sat there, looking at the wrong uns getting sniffer dogged. Have you sat there thinking, "You're best"? Losers always complain about their best. I love it.
What was funny is that they kept going like, "I ain't got anything on me." It's like, you clearly have, mate. Like two dogs like jumping on you, mate. Like,
did they? They were getting.
I had a little bit of not with what dogs, but we were stewards last night actually. So when I was going in, for whatever reason, steward said to me,
"You about it?"
Yeah, pretty much. So let me just check you, pat you down. So I went, "Yeah, no problem." So I've got. He said, "Have you got out on you, mate?" I went, "No." He said, "Oh, you'll need it." It was them where you like you stop for a second, you think, "Is that come just said that to me?" I was thinking, what does he mean by that?
Ben, I've just got
bearing in mind, Ben's just spent the last God knows how many years in the gym for the last God knows
clean
how
living,
built like a brick shit house.
Yeah, clean living for the last 3 years. Now, Ben, I've got to interject. Are you 100% sure that he worked there? Did he just have a Hi-Viz on that you can buy from Juice?
Sports Direct.
No,
Sports Direct.
He looked like he worked there. He got past sniffer dogs, so he clearly weren't a baddie. So he must have worked there.
He might have been up
Geezer's got a Hi-Viz Stone Island on, just passing everyone down for free-ins.
Yeah, in fact, that's going to be the name of the show there, Hi-Viz Stone Island. I like that. I like the way he's gone to Halfords and got one of those ones that says polite on the bike, and he's just took his dog out for a walk and thought he was going to shake down some Wendy fans, like, you know what I mean? All right, what about you, Smash? How did you get on? Did you sail in, everything fine? Had your ticket in hand and everything?
No. Well, yeah, because I'm a good boy, aren't I? Like, I'm not like these ruffians. No, it was good. We parked up, 10-minute walk away, walked in past the station, and walking down past the station, you go under like a underpass, and the all Wednesday fans who would just hit the last train, I think, to come in, got like 7:00 or something, and just hit all the Wednesday fans. Yeah, walking down and they're all singing, shouting, chanting, and this. He must have been like early 20s guy, lit a flare. And as soon as he lit the flare, there were about 5 coppers on him. threw him into this wall, proper did a number on him. And he's like trying to get away from him. And it was basically, he lit it. The smoke didn't even come out of it. It was still sparkling. And they just got him. And it was like, and that was it. It all kicked off. And and that was it, yeah.
How much South Yorkshire ring did you hear? Get off of me, I bloody don't know. Leave him alone. He's only got football.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, but no, I don't think that lad made it to the match. He'd gone on the train, got his ticket, all that, probably, and then didn't make it to the match, which is a blessing, really, isn't it? On
hindsight. One of the most difficult tickets to get hold of all season, and he's gone. Fleur. Got to get me bloody Blair. I don't want to leave top early, do I?
Yeah, no, got in all right past the sniffer dogs, and just went straight in and get a beer, and it was all right. Bit
so hang on,
course.
So you had fireworks set off near you. Ben had a shook down by some man with clear learning difficulty with the Hi-Viz vest from Halfords and his dog walk. And Blair just got left standing in the car park. It's a good day out, isn't it, lads? Just a standing rain on that non-covered over. Have they got a roof on it nowadays? It's been years since I've been.
Yeah, it's a roof.
There's still no roof on that side.
Look at you, what, pal?
Downside, no.
It's still no roof. There is at the way end, but it's downside.
So fancy. So fancy. Anyway, let's talk about the shit show that happened. I'll tell you what, Blair, I'll let you pick up the first 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. I'm just going to get the sensible points out of the way.
Yeah, go on.
Title still in our hands. We've got 4 screen movers on 2. Yeah, I mean, nice.
Oh, so you're literally summarising. Like, you know what I mean? Before you go into an absolute tirade.
Yeah. So I understand this. So title still in our hands. Easy one coming up. Got some injury problems at the moment. Barnsley didn't really do much apart from because we gifted them two goals, and then we gifted them the rest of the goals really at the end of the game. That being said, it was fucking
we gifted them all
again. Yeah. That being said, it was awful. Wasn't it? It was so bad. Like, it's the worst I've seen them play. Like what was all that? What was it all about? Like, it was embarrassing, wasn't it? And what annoys me is another South Yorkshire derby where we've just not turned up again, and we're just getting all the fucking annoying Twitter people. There's more stuff. They're like that thing on Star Wars. He was on Jabba the Hutt's shoulder. He's like, meh. Like them. That's what these people on Twitter are like. Do you know what I mean? To forget, what a night to forget. Oh, fuck off, mate. It's just more embarrassment for Sheffield Wednesday. It's really annoying.
Listen, Blair, don't worry about it, because last night there was 6 goals scored in that entire game. Barnsley are the only team that can show how many goals are scored on one hand.
Way. 5,000 Wednesday fans turned up for the end, and he's just. I know it's a big bugbear of yours, and when we turn out and our numbers, and I know we've been brilliant. We've had a 23-game unbeaten run, but I'd much rather it had gone and lost it against Forest Green than lose it last night.
Well, that's because of the local proximity of the teams.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I mean. Let's talk about lineup, because I think that the reason here, Ash, that we had a bit of a shitty time of it was, I think that the injuries are starting to take their toll, right?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, it was talked about Bolton, and obviously Windass went off and was seen leaving the stadium in a protective boot. I'm not anyone can lie to me, but I don't think anything's really been said about anything. If it's swelling's gone down and they've had a scan, do they know? I don't know.
I reckon it's done for the season now.
Cheers for positivity, Blair.
Yeah, the way Windass went down, no one touched him. A non-contact injury is just like the pits, isn't it?
Well, we'll have to see, won't we? Now, obviously, Baez was supposedly 50-50 for the game, so he was missing. So the starting lineup, I don't think anyone could have any complaints. I don't think there was anything really more could do different. It was just, you looked at the bench and it did show massively the injuries that we're having, and we've obviously same again. I think Barnsley fans could name on one hand how many starters we had out last night, or potential starters. So there was. It's getting to the hard end. We're still, 11 games left? I think something like that.
The business end of the season, aren't we?
The business end. I'm going to get I'm getting all the cliches out. Business end of the season, but yeah, it was nothing Darren Moore could do about the starting lineup last night. Obviously, like I said, Adenerin started instead of Bash. Obviously, after his pretty poor showing on Friday night.
I thought that was telling. I thought that was a big statement that from him. Yeah.
Obviously, Darren Moore didn't see anything that warranted Bash starting again, which he might be one of them players. I don't know, that he needs an extended run. You know, in the team.
I do enjoy this nickname Bash. Have you coined that like Steve did with LP2? Because I think the players are calling him LP2 now. Are you just going with Bash now?
No, I don't know.
Ben started Bash off.
Yeah, no, I don't. So I've heard it, seen it from somewhere.
Bash.
It should.
Bash is a job centre in summer anyway.
Yeah. So it's you got to have, haven't you? With 23 unbeaten, and he can only do what he's done. So you think when the whistle went 8 p.m. That was it, wasn't it? We're all confident.
And then 10 minutes in, it went to shit. Now, Ben, come on. I need some proper player analysis here. So Aidan Flint started, and bear in mind, I will take no Aidan Flint slander on this show. However, I feel like him and Dawson for that maybe second goal, maybe the third, they won't want to watch that back, right?
No, and I don't think it was just Aidan Flint. I think the first goal, I'd look at Liam Palmer. He's had the clearance. I don't think he needed to head it. I think it's running through a Dawson or running out.
It's the first time we've said that for a few matches, though, isn't it, as well?
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
but he's not above it. It's hard. Isn't it? We're here to analyse and criticise and praise, aren't we? So,
whatever we say about last night,
Did you two think when that ball were going through and Devante Cole went onto it, did you just think Dawson's going to get this and that's it?
It
was like slow motion. I would have stood there going, Dawson's going to run out and grab this.
It didn't either. He either came. Yeah, sorry, Ben. He either came for it, took it, and that was it. And it's all split seconds into, or stayed on his line, or stayed obviously in his goal, because there was still quite a lot to do. If he stayed there was still a lot for Cole to do. Whereas when he came and did a half decision, it made it easier for Cole to make his decision and put it away. And
I mean, I was shell shocked.
You look at Kieran Westwood, for example, not to out back to pass because there's no point, but you think of his strengths that don't get scored. That it either comes out and smothers it or he blocks a shot. Dawson, as you said, did neither, which he did neither. For me, he should come and just collect it. I know Clinton Morrison had said on Sky something that he didn't need to come out either way. It could have been avoided, and like I say, it could have been avoided from Liam Palmer's error, could have been avoided from Aidan Flint just not letting his man run past him, and then we just got caught in headlights. Really, we couldn't get a foothold in the game, and that second goal, I can't even remember how it come about. Did Firmino not clear it, and then Flint's not got tight enough or slipped over? I can't even remember. Honestly, I can't even remember.
Volks misplaced a pass, I think, in my head.
Volks, I think it was.
Did Volks have it ticked
It was a team effort, lads. It was a team effort where nobody knew what had happened.
Just let him score. Just let him score.
But
and then
I thought Dawson should have done better with that one.
I think he should.
It's not in bottom corner.
It feels harsh, doesn't it, making these criticisms, because they have been. We can't forget they have been pretty good for 23 games, but we're in that position to do this, and it's harsh because they have, especially Dawson. Some of the games he's played, yes, he may not have been 100% busy all the time, but he's had the concentration there, and I just think it just for that first goal.
Yeah, I mean, whatever we say about last night is about last night. It's not about how they've played since October, because we all know how good they've been. It's just based on last night, and it was self-inflicted, most of it. I think Barnsley have took the chances, and that's fair enough on their part. I think that last night was their night. To me, there were a certain level of inevitability about that last night. That
what about losing?
Yeah, if I'm honest.
Is it 2-2, Ben? If you're going to say you felt that they were going to catch up, I felt we were going to absolutely run away with it then. I thought showing the character coming back to 2-2 from being 2-0 down, I thought we were going to absolutely smash it. And then the third one, for me, came a little bit out the blue. And then the fourth one, obviously, we chucked everything forward and left Harry Ballon back on his own.
The chance Aidan Flint had seconds before.
He did. Aidan Flint had a few good chances.
Yeah, but I mean that one was just criminal, wasn't it?
So Ben, did you feel like they were going to get it back? Like there was a sense of inevitability that they were going to switch one up?
I think not because of how the game were going. I think it was just because of the run that they're on. I mean, you'd say that everything seems to be going right for us, but I felt like last night, as we've already said, in terms of injuries catching up with, I think that our luck had just about run out last night. I think it were. I think we were wavering against Bolton, and I think it just about ran out last night. And I think that's why I felt that it was Barnsley's night. I felt last night. Hopefully, ours is Sunday, 5th of May, when we win title. I'll
tell you what, Ash, can you dig up that tweet where we put our forecasts in on the Wednesday week Twitter? Because I think there was a couple of comments on there that said that the pessimism was laughable, and I think a few of us, Ben, actually thought that as well. I think a few of us thought, do you know what? I think our luck's going to run out here. Now we've seen out some great results, and I tell you, I'm proud to death of being a Sheffield Wednesday fan this season. But there also seems to be other teams that are absolutely romping as well as we are. There is a big gulf between the bottom half and the top half, and we've just played a team in the top there. And it's got that thing that people talk about with Gareth Southgate that we beat the big teams. You know what I mean? Even though we have done, don't get me wrong. But that game last night, don't get me wrong. That game last night, just kind of, it was like, oh God, I really wanted to win that one. However, I will say, Barnsley aren't shit. They're in that league. They're having a great season, and I will go on record to say that I think you're right, Ben. I think I look one out, but I think that they wanted it more. Yeah, we used this term all season that we're their cup final. With them, we are, and they absolutely wanted to get one over us. And they did the job that their gaffer's doing there is actually really impressive. And there was, even when we drew it up 2-2, there was a look on his face that just sort of said, "Don't worry, lads, we're all right." And he was unflappable. Go on, Ash.
I was really impressed. Yeah, like I said, the way we came back, because obviously after 12 minutes and it's 2-0 down, that was it.
God,
for me.
Ed could have gone.
I wasn't the most. Well, you all guys listening and watching, they'll know I'm not the most confident guy or optimistic. Oh, bloody hell, can't even say
Easy for you to say, Ash.
It is, isn't it? Optimistic guy. But it's 2-0, and obviously Gregory, he's not had the best of seasons because he injuries or not had the chances. He's not been picked, has he? So he's preferred Smith and Gregory, and Windass. Apologies. Mm-hmm. But yeah, great goal. Smith
carbon copies of each other as well.
Yeah, and getting the goal before half time, going in at 2-1. Yeah, that was pretty critical, really. I think that was the thing. And then second half came out totally different. I think we looked really confident.
We nearly went in 2-2 as well, didn't we? Do you remember? Like their keeper made some great
that sequence of chances where the goalkeeper made a save, then 2 or 3 blocks, 3 or 4 blocks.
Go on, Ash. So you came out second half thinking that you might get it back. Second
half, come out. Obviously, whatever. When the whistle went, the players were urgently going down the tunnel. It did look they were pretty quick off the pitch. Got them in there. I don't know. Obviously, we don't know what it said. So they come out and it looked like a different team. Got the equaliser, which, like you said, carbon copy. A great cross by Johnson. I've got to say, absolutely cracking cross.
Well, he's a top player.
He's not doing too bad, is he?
It was class. It was class.
He's the leading assists this season, I believe, now. So he's leading the assist table.
Is he leading the assists? Well, that is class.
It could have easily let that ball go out, couldn't he? But he did proper go for it, and that first time hit.
And then as soon as that goal went in, I think the 15 minutes straight after that, we should have scored.
We should have put it to bed. I think you're right. Yeah.
Should have scored, but obviously we know we didn't. And it was just calamitous defending again for their third, which, I mean, we haven't said it. We've said it a few times in the past, but we haven't said it for a while that calamitous defending's cost us, and it has.
It had elements of past seasons, didn't it? You know, Barry Bannon, as well as he played, it was also running around a bit too.
I did. I tell you what, I realised something. It's interesting you bring up Barry Bannon, actually, because we maligned him much on this show the last couple of seasons as we were sailing out the Championship, and last season where Bannon's kind of coming back and sitting between the defence, and because he doesn't have the aerial prowess to clear, we always perceived it as him trying too hard. You know what I mean? Like, he wants to win. He wants to get the ball. He wants to spread a Hollywood one and get us back. And, he's a winner. You know what I mean? And that's what he wants to do.
Not last night he weren't.
But last night, I felt like he was told to come back, and then we sent everybody up. Like, Aidan Flint, get in that box. Go and get some elbows up, and I'll get it to you. And I feel like that's where we conceded the fourth one, because they just hoofed it over his head. And then, as time went on, that's 2 points dropped against Bolton. That's 3 points dropped against Barnsley. So you've got your Boltons, your Derbys, your Barnsleys, your Ipswiches of this world. And they're starting to gain points, which I don't really like, because ourselves and Plymouth just recently have just started to twitch a little bit. Ben, do you feel like our promotion hopes have taken a huge dent, or do you reckon it's just a blip?
We're fine.
Well, there you are, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it. We're fine.
All that build up and segue, mate, for you to go, we're fine. Cheers, pal. Go on, Smash.
I'm not so confident.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is a shocking announcement. Ash is not as confident as the rest of us. Over to you, Ash.
Yeah, well, I did the preview show on Saturday night with a guy from Red All Over, Barnsley podcast.
Yep.
So I spoke to him and really confident. Well, said we'd win 1-0 at Volks from 30 yards or Smith off his arse going in, anything. I just thought 1-0 just to keep the momentum going. I had no alcohol, nothing. Saturday night, woke up Sunday morning with the absolute fucking dread. I just a feeling in my stomach. I went for a shit. That didn't help. I ate. That didn't help.
Stay tuned for more bowel updates from.
And I said to the lad, I said to the good lady, I said, look, I just got a feeling dread. I'm just not about Tuesday. I think we'll lose then. Yeah, but you did the podcast. You said you were. I know. I've just woke up. I just think that's it. I think I'm proper. I'm still a bit on a downer, even like now about the season. And
I love that. You know, a project of yours.
The crap season.
The other side. Bear in mind, right? I don't know if any of you guys have seen it online, right? So we started doing My Wednesday, where we're talking to other people who, support the club and their story. And then Ash came up with the idea of going, why don't we do that again and just start talking to the other people from the other side? Great idea, Ash. And I love the way that you've done one and it's got in your head to the point where you're dropping a duke.
No, I didn't get in my head. No, I was perfectly all right Saturday night and everything. I just woke up and I was there. But I mean the 7 games we've got coming up next are like all in the bottom half, aren't they? And
yes,
I think for starting again Forest Green on Sunday. But I'm not as confident as I was obviously a couple of weeks ago.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Forest Green have minus 40 goal difference.
Let's get into this now. Let's do it early doors, right? Let's do it a little early. We've got 20 minutes left. We've got a quiz coming up, folks. Stay with us, right? So let's get into the Forest Green predictions in order to allay Ash's fears, so his cakes can remain Duke free, right? So Forest Green Rovers, Blair, what are you saying?
3-0 Wednesday at least.
3-0.
They've got to react. I mean, this is a big characteristic moment for the team now. How do they react from their first loss in 23?
Yeah. What about you, Ben?
8.
You reckon 8-0?
I reckon we'll go. Yeah, I just think that we'll
get in.
I think we'll take everything out of them that will have built up from last night. I'll
Ash,
say it.
I tell you what, actually, Ash. No, not you, Ash, because I'm just about to talk to you. So, Blair, can you get your phone up now? Can you get onto Betfair or Sky Bet or something and find out what the odds are on 8-0? In fact, Ben, yeah, you do it. Ash, I want you to talk to me, pal. Ben's gone 8-0, and you're 5p, 50p.
No, not on the Forest Green.
Name a Forest Green player, Ash.
Charlie Savage.
Oh, there he is.
Sauvage.
And so no, not for the Forest Green. I think Forest Green will win. It's the team. It's the injuries. I know it's Forest Green and they're on minus God knows what. It may just be a 1-0. I'll take 1-0. Of course we will. It's 3 points, isn't it? It's not like it's
on Sky again, isn't it?
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday, isn't it?
So I'm going all that way, and I could have just sit in my front room and be miserable.
Crying.
I can't. I'm just having a look. I can't find that. There's nothing for 8, but for 7-0, 200 to 1.
It's 250 to 1, Ash, about 8-0. And that's low for 7. 200 to 1 for 7-0 is really bloody low.
Yeah, I know.
And what you thinking, like a 1-1 draw?
No, I'm not thinking. I think we'll beat them. It's not that. It's just the next 10 games. I think there's still a lot of. I would have loved, and I will love, because I like being proved wrong. But by Shrewsbury, the last away, and Derby, obviously the home game, it's all done dusted. Because
Ipswich have to play Barnsley at some point, don't they?
The 25th of April, yeah, which is obviously their third to last.
Well,
yes. I I'm just got it in me gut, mate. Just got
What,
it.
so you're just saying 1-0,
I want to be. Yeah, one. Well, doesn't matter as long as it's 3 points. I think I've got to that thing. It's.
Well, that's a shit forecast. We're just going to win. I need a forecast.
Oh, 1-0.
1-0. Ash has gone 1-0.
1-0.
I'm going to
Marvin
go.
Johnson.
MJ, Shimon. I'm going to go 6-0 with about 5 different goal scorers. I reckon we're going to absolutely trounce them. Ben, what's the odds on 6?
I'll tell you what. We'll do a spread. We'll do a spread bet, Dan. Then
go on.
Spread
The odds
bet
on 6. The odds on 6 is 100 to 1.
See, 100 to 1. That's low. That for 6-0. But go on, Ash. What are you saying? What are you saying on this bet? I'll write it down.
All right. So we'll do. I don't know.
We're donating to Sheffield Children's Hospital. Is that what we're doing?
You know what? I was just about to use a popular internet vernacular and just go, fuck them kids. But now you've said it, I can't now. So we're going to have to raise. So I'm going to have to spend £5 of my own money to not give to the hospital to see if we win 6-0. So are you going to go over 2.5 and I'll go over 2.5 and you go under 2.5?
Yeah. Do that then. Yeah.
Let's do that. £5 in, smash.
Yeah, 5 each.
I'll tell you what, can you set it up on our betting account? We'll just do that.
Yeah, we will, mate. Yeah, no problem.
Let's do that. All right then. So, and then we'll set up a Wednesday week group bet, and we'll just stop putting betting news in here, and people will just send us abuse.
Well,
you know
that early shout. That is one of the ideas that may come in next season.
Oh Jesus! Jump on the Wendy Week bloody group chat shit. Anyway, speaking of group chats, obviously they're a place where people speak rationally, and there's never any swearing in there, and we're all speaking really, with a real measured head. Politically correct. Here's just a brief interlude of what happened last night.
We have just got out of Barnsley. I am incandescent with rage. I can't even tell you how stupid those goals were. It was borderline scat porn. It was stupid. It's all over. The first goal in particular was just a joke. I mean, it was like slow motion. Fudge, when he's pissed, can speak faster than how fast Cameron Dawson left his line. Mum, what do you think to Wednesday losing to Barnsley? Speechless. Absolute speechless.
In my Iorfa. When he was in their box and we had a free kick.
Oh, and Iorfa actually has a shot, but it goes the other way. The best bit in defending is done all game. Can't control a throw-in. Can't control a gentle pass to his feet without 3 touches on fucking ball. Absolutely bullshit.
Stupid.
It were a smashing piece of defending.
It was fucking
stupid.
You're all
stupid.
First goal, shite. Second goal, shite. Third goal,
stupid.
You can shove your 4th goal up your ass because it doesn't matter by that point, does it? It's bullshit.
Stupid.
Put that on your podcast.
I've got home. I'm fucking furious. I've fallen out with her. I'm now in the bar and I'm going to get fucking hammered and ringing sick tomorrow. Fucking hate Barnsley. A set of fucking clowns. Fucking hate them.
Plays the 2 games that we have had that have been
stupid.
Just so happen to be Barnsley. They're in the witness protection programme, all of them defenders, because they are not representing anything that they've done all season. No. Like, they are not the same people. Who are they? Flint, shite. Iorfa, shite. Fucking Dawson, either slide onto the ball or kick in the stand. Don't come halfway and go, I'll do what you fucking want, mate. Have a shot.
Stupid.
I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed.
I liked Iorfa. I thought he played well.
You get out of this car. You're absolute. Oh, I tell you what, Dennis. I actually wanted Dennis to play. Did he play?
Tell me
where the was he? Oh no. Then we brought Deli Bashira on last few minutes. Hang on, I'll just bounce this off of my 50p shaped head. Here, have this, mate. I'll just defend him for you.
I'm hungry.
We conceded 4 goals!
The Wednesday week is sponsored by Michael Constantine Wealth Management. We bet you can't find a financial advisor closer to Hillsborough Stadium.
So that's nice, isn't it? That was fun, wasn't it? Hollie clearly incensed. It's worth noting right now that Hollie's partner and son are Barnsley fans. So hence her anger towards Barnsley. And I need to warn. After Simon's message, it's worth mentioning that his missus is alive and well. I don't know, because the way he worded it just sounded bloody horrible, didn't it? But yeah, I think he just drank himself into a stupor. Ash, do we know if Simon went to work this morning?
I don't know. I think he did. From his messages and probably the state of his bar this morning, he probably didn't.
Right then. So anyway, that's let's put that to bed after I've just essentially accused Simon of domestic violence on the internet. He's not. You know what I mean?
Allegedly.
Yeah. This is all allegedly.
God, we ticked you all up on this podcast.
I know.
Sorry, Simon. My apologies.
Not like outing your other fellow podcasters, is there?
I know, innit? I feel like that's just what I've said.
Ash, what Ash will have to do next time Simon comes on is do some editing on here and get some bars lined up on.
Oh, one of them mugshot things, with the
We'll tweet that later on.
I'm gonna, I'll do that.
We'll tweet that. Right then, okay, lads, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Ash, I know this is your favourite bit. It's quiz time.
Oh, yes.
It's the quiz. I'm telling you, that's the theme tune I'm going to go with for tonight.
Well, we've got
off
some
season
feedback.
to get a theme. Go on.
We've had some feedback from one of the quizzes that I participated in, and obviously I was a miserable bastard. So I did promise that I would try this time and not be an arsehole and actually participate. So I'm going to try my best. So
was that you going ooh lovely when I mentioned we're having a quiz?
Yes.
That's him trying his best. That's it.
Okay. Right then.
Here he goes. He's going to pull out a fucking blinder here, isn't he?
This one's easy, but it's also depressing. So brace yourself, lads, because this is something. This is an area in which over the last, let me do the maths, the last 20 years, we haven't covered ourselves in glory. However, we had a couple prior to that. And it is, ladies and gentlemen, who has worn the Sheffield Wednesday number 8 jersey since 1993? So the first season since we've had squad numbers, who's had the number 8 jersey? So I'm going to go in order of Ash, Ben and Blair, bish, bash, bosh. Ash, you get to go first. Who's had number 8?
Chris Waddle.
Chris Waddle being the easiest one of that entire thing. That's it. What about you, Ben?
Burton O'Brien. That's just one that caught my head. That's all I could think of at the moment. I'm sure that is one. I'm sure that is.
It is one. But who the bloody hell remembers Burton O'Brien?
I can't
and you see, there's people of a certain age who remember the 90s when it was great. And we've been teasing Ben on this show now for a number of years about him remembering shit players. And his first thought for the number 8 shirt behind Chris Waddle was Burton O'Brien. Go on, Blair.
Alex Sanderson.
Nicholas Alexanderson?
Yeah.
He's not there, Blair. You've shit out first round, pal. He's buggered it, Ash. You beat him. That's what happens when you try. Positive mental attitude. PMA smash. PMA. Right. Ash, go again.
Dennis Adeniran.
Dennis Adeniran. He's also there. So that's 2-0 compared to you and Blair. That Ash, look at you. PMA. It's kicking off, bro. Benjamin.
Sean McAllister.
Sean McAllister is one. Yes, you're correct. Now, Ash, we're back to you. Can we get 3? Can we get that trick? It is an audio medium, so please keep noises.
Yes. Sorry.
I don't give a shit about squad numbers, me.
Nobody gives a shit about squad numbers.
Yeah, but it's eating you up inside that you're out first. The quiz, it's in my head. I know that, Blair.
It is the first time I've not got to at least the last 2.
Well, there you are. You see, we've lost our 23-game streak, and Blair's out on the first round. It's a new podcast, ladies and gents.
Flip it table on
this is why I'm rubbish at quizzes, because my memory is shocking. I'm going to go for. It's still Yeah, I'm still here.
Still an audio
breathing.
medium. Yeah.
I'm nah,
Just name a player, Smash, for God's sake.
Hopefully one that wore 8 at some point.
James O'Connor.
James O'Connor is not part of my list. The only O in there was O'Brien. So, Ben, you've got the opportunity to take this home, pal.
I may have got 3. I'm sure.
Go on.
Oh.
Tap me up.
Chris Lines.
Chris Lines. Yes. Keep going.
David Prutton.
David Prutton. He's a no. So you'd have topped out at 3. So there's one here that you didn't get that people.
One more.
Go on. What's the other one?
Peknik.
Nejic Peknik is not there. So there's one big one there that you forgot that people are going to be screaming at their radios about. It's Benito Carboni. And then after that, we had Gerald Seabon, Paul McLaren, Matty Hanshaw in 2004-05, then Burton O'Brien for the next 3 seasons. Then we had Sean McAllister, then Tommy Miller, Chris Lines.
I had Tommy Miller in my head, but I thought he had 14 for some reason.
Chris Lines, and then for some reason in 2014-15, Liam Palmer was number 8, and then 15-16, Philippe Melo, and then Mudu Sugu, and then the Butterbean, Jacob Butterfield in 17-18, and then Joey PP, Pizzle.
No wonder we couldn't remember any. Jeez.
And then Dennis. Yeah, and that's it. It's not been a great shirt for us since pretty much Benito Carboni. You know what I mean? It's been shite. So listen, right, I'm going to wrap that up. We've got predictions. We've got the quiz under order. Is there any time for any other business? Other boys?
I've got a bit, if that's all right. No, just want to say that we've upped our social media and our podcasts game for the last few weeks. So obviously,
you say we, Ash. You say we. Yeah. It's you.
No, it's we. We are a podcast. It's not Dan Fudge show, is it?
It's Ash doing all the work for the Dan Fudge show.
Sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Drink water.
Yeah. So obviously, so it's been great, and the reception's been great on the 2 new product placement there. If anyone obviously on.
There's a choice of a generation. There's a choice of
I'm trying. Lads, come on! I'm trying to be all serious.
I'm just getting the sponsors happy.
We're doing Wayne's World gags here.
1992.
Just say it with for anyone obviously on audio, Dan and Blair are being arseholes, and they're bringing up all different snacks of all the companies that they wish we were sponsored by. Not that one, Daniel. So yeah, that'd be all right. So so cool. So if you've been listening, subscribing, and whatever, you've noticed that we have the My Wednesday podcast has gone down a storm. We've had a couple of episodes out now, so really appreciate everyone listening and watching them. Really enjoy it. I think everyone who's done one, interviewed all, we've got quite a few in the can ready to release. So we've done really well with that. I hope you all like it. And obviously the preview shows, obviously the Barnsley one, you can just go and delete now, obviously, because what I talked to was bollocks.
He's good value though. He's good fun, to be fair. Ash, he got in your head as well, apparently.
It was a good lad. And we've got obviously we're gonna do them week by week for whoever we're coming up against. So yeah, it's all good stuff. Enjoy it.
We want to keep it all free, don't we, Ash? We don't want any paywall. This can be all free forever.
Unless M&M's and Marlboro Fags get in touch, then you know what I mean? We're going to try and keep this free. We'll endeavour to. But in the meantime, listen, thanks a lot for joining us, Ben, Blair, Ash. It's been an absolute pleasure. And as Ash says, listen, it's been great, some of the feedback we've had from some of our other projects as well. And keep it up. We're going to try and get you 3 a week. But I'll tell you what, I'm ready to take the summer off already. Hopefully we'll do it at the top of the league. In the meantime, see you later.
The Wednesday week is sponsored by Michael Constantine Wealth Management. We bet you can't find a financial advisor closer to Hillsborough Stadium.